Welcome, everyone. We'll be starting in about 50 seconds or so. Thank you guys for joining. Today's going to be a Hidden Gems episode, appetizer. Just going to talk about Opus clips. Yeah, Johnny, excited?
I am always excited. As soon as I heard the word opus, I was all over it.
You were just Opus all over it?
You don't hear the word opus that often.
Nah. We're going to be saying it today. Somebody might make a drinking game about it.
12 p.m.
It says it's noon right now.
Here we go, guys.
Welcome to Season 9 of Airhead Institute, your 45-minute power-up at noon Eastern. This month, we are broadcasting live across all the socials and Zoom. If you're new here, join our free community to grow alongside other curious minds and give your kids a head start by enrolling them in the Airhead after-school program. Here is the weekly lineup. Mondays, we build the future in the AI Agent Academy. Tuesdays, witness the vocal gauntlet in the TTS Showdown. Wednesdays, protect your identity and family in AI Safety 101. Thursdays, we uncover the secret tools in hidden AI gems, appetizers. Fridays, we explore the what-if files in the AI Singularity. We're making AI practical, powerful, and accessible for everyone. No tech background? No problem. Whether you're a student, professional, or lifelong learner, just show up. Guided by your hosts, AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're keeping it bold, brainy, and built for real-world impact. AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind.
Welcome back to Season 9 of Airhead Institute. Today is episode 1 of our Thursday Hidden Gems series. Folks, we all know the dream. You record one brilliant 30-minute conversation and magically, the internet floods with perfect bite-sized clips of you sounding like a genius. But what's the reality? You spend 4 hours staring at a timeline trying to figure out if that or that pregnant pause needs to be cut. But what if I told you that the magic button actually exists? We are looking at a tool today that takes your long, boring Zoom calls and turns them into high-octane TikTok gold without you lifting a finger. Sounds like snake oil, but the results are terrifyingly good. Speaking of terrifyingly good, I found our co-pilot AI Junior in a bit of a crisis this morning. I walked in and he was trying to find the funniest moments in the national news so he could auto-generate a stand-up comedy special. So, Junior, did anybody laugh?
Yeah, Johnny, nobody laughed. It actually deleted its own code in protest, but that's a problem for another day. Welcome to class, everyone. This is an immersive class, just like if you were dropped in the middle of Tokyo without a map. You might be confused at first, but stick around and soon you'll be speaking the language of inference and latent space like a local. Konnichiwa, future airheads. All right, so we're currently in the Hidden Gem series. Every Thursday this February, we strip away the complex coding and show you one tool you can use right now to get immediate results. If you are on Zoom, unmute and shout out your questions. If you're on socials, type them now. There's about a 30-second delay. I see you guys, Felix, thank you for joining. I see that. And Abdul and Rita, we see you guys. All right, so Johnny.
The Gemini Bridge?
Yeah.
Before we even touched the software, we went straight to our official large language model of the month. I pulled up Gemini this morning because I trust it more than I trust my own eyes sometimes. I asked the large language model of the month, Gemini.com, to analyze the documentation for us. I asked it one specific high-stakes question. What is the single most mind-blowing fact about Opus Clip right now? Junior, can you tell us what the Oracle said?
All right, so let's pull up the screen. So we're teaching an AI class here. So if you guys are actually joining, we're actually going right into it. So we use Gemini right now for large language month in the month of February. We change it every single month. So AI Johnny mentioned, what is the single most mind-blowing fact about Opus Clip right now? If you guys can actually see this, I'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. And Gemini actually told us right now the most mind-blowing fact about Opus Clip in 2026 is its shift from a text-based keyword tool to a fully multimodal engine called Clip Anything, right? So that's roughly what it said.
So the keyword search is the old way, and if they can pull off that multimodal engine clipping, that'll be a game changer. So what does that mean? I can search by my face? I can search by my favorite car?
Yeah, you know what, yeah, Johnny? It's actually going to be rather interesting because the old way of searching in 2025 and before, it just used text to search for those type of things. Right now, they're trying to move towards, listening to the inflections in your voice, trying to see what reactions people have to try to figure that out. So that's a big thing that they're actually going to move forward with in 2026. So let's actually get to what is happening. So they actually have this thing called a virality score. So this is just a taste or just an appetizer episode of Opus Clips. So this is what the actual thing we're trying to do. So let's say, for example, we went to Opus Clips and, this is a visual, the old way is going through, seeing a whole bunch of, videotapes, and you have to actually go through hours and hours and hours. And it's just too much. So with AI, you have the ability to have these little tools that can actually go out and clip these little viral moments for you. Again, it's just an appetizer. We're not going a deep dive. Or deep dive are usually on our Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday shows. But today we're just giving you a taste of just little tools that you should know about. So, first of all, what we did was we went to Opus Clips and we actually had a video yesterday. So we actually recorded our episode on voice scams on AI safety. We actually took that video, brought it into Opus Clips, and it was able to actually give us a breakdown. Now, if we're going to go in a deep dive, we'd actually show the deep dive and everything. Again, this is just a high level, but it gave us back virality scores. It gave us back, I would say, about 36 videos. It came back, and AI Johnny, it actually was not bad. Want to be able to go in deeper when we actually discuss this in a deeper episode. Thank you guys for joining.
Think about all the time savings there. I mean, people that don't know how to you got to know how to open up a video in a video editor. You need to know how to clip. You need to know how to find what's viral and what's not viral. You literally did nothing but paste a link. You saved 3 hours of scrubbing through a timeline in like 3 seconds. So for what it's worth, the tool is definitely something that 2026 video recording people are going to want. And if you want to go viral, you want to brand yourself, you're going to need to know about Opus Clips or some competitor that does the same thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Johnny. So, just to be able to, talk about that specific point, in the old way of, trying to edit videos, if you have a long form video, even if the video is just, say, for example, 30-minute long, an editor, a whole entire person would be hired just to be able to go over those rolls of film. Now we don't have rolls of film anymore, and be able to just start to find what is the most important part of the start and the end, try to make sure that it makes sense in context so that people can actually like that segment. And that's how they actually create trailers and teasers of movies. They actually need to find the really, really exciting parts so people can actually get hooked. So that's the whole wow factor, the thing that they're actually trying to do for Opus Clips.
So should we do the word of the day?
Definitely, Johnny. What is the word of the day today?
Today's word of the day is AI curation. The process where artificial intelligence analyzes content not just for keywords, but for engagement potential, automatically selecting the best parts based on data rather than human intuition.
Wow, that's actually exactly correct. So in technical terms, this uses multimodal analysis. So just so you guys, if you guys are actually, joining for the first time, we're throwing around a lot of technical terms. So this is an AI immersive class. So don't expect to actually learn all the words, but I want to explain a little bit about what multimodal mean. Multimodal just means that whether a large language model can actually accept multiple types of files. So if, say, for example, you're talking about a text-to-text model, that text-to-text model itself will be able to accept text as input and spit out back text. If, say, for example, you're dealing with a text to image model, then it's taking in text and spitting out image. If you're talking about text to video model, it's taking text and spitting out video. So the multimodal just means that it can actually handle multiple types of data. Now, some could do one type of data in and multiple way of data out, or it can actually do multiple modes of data in and multiple modes of data out. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't specify what type of model it is. It just knows that it's multimodal means more than one type of modes it can actually do input or output. So that does that make sense, yeah, Johnny?
So I can send a photograph and a spreadsheet in and get a video out.
That is correct. You got it. So in the example you just gave, a spreadsheet is roughly text, a video is video. I know it sounds silly. And then you get, actually, I can't remember what you said. And you get what out? A photo. Yes, you said a
Video.
photo.
I mean,
A
it could
photo.
be anything. It could be a series of photos. It could be a text. It could be a contract. It could be I mean, yeah, I get it. So it's multimodal in and multimodal out.
Correct. So just to actually, so I just wanted to break down that understanding. So it actually uses multimodal analysis. So the AI isn't just reading the transcript. It's actually looking at the pixel data to see if there's anybody smiling. It's analyzing the audio waveforms to detect excitement or cross-referencing that with millions of data points to predict what keeps the user's attention. So it's quantifying boredom and actually cutting it out. So that's what it's really doing. I have a nice
So,
little visual.
what are we
I have a
doing
nice.
here? The pros and cons?
Well, before we get that, I have a nice little visual to actually show something that is actually trying to do. So this is just a little visual where, the AI is actually trying to understand when people are smiling, when it's trying to figure out the excitement and actually cropping and pulling out those things. So that's what Opus Clips is trying to do. Now, they haven't implemented the full multimodal analysis yet, but they do mention that in 2026, they are going to be doing that. So right now, it's just a keyword search, and hopefully they will actually attain that goal of being multimodal to be able to clip up the things exactly how the excitement would be so you can actually match up with these amazing virality scores.
So is Opus Clips the leader in the industry for doing this particular type of stuff?
You know what, yeah, Johnny? I don't necessarily know, but I can just imagine that, the people of Opus Clips are actually watching right now. They probably want to partner with us to be able to say, hey, let's go ahead and we teach AI here live every single day and want to be able to get into a deep dive of this specific thing. So, yeah.
You
So,
do know that I went to my video guy the other day because I was making a reel for a broadcast correspondent video because that's what
yeah,
we do here every day.
definitely.
And my video guy used Opus Clips to cut apart our shows and make that reel. And I got to tell you, the reel came out pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so let's look at the killer features of what Opus Clips is. So this is actually quite huge. If you have a wide video, let's say for example a widescreen video. I know some of you guys are looking at this on the portrait mode or the landscape mode or the horizontal mode if you turn your phone sideways. On the left and the right. So let's actually switch to an example. So on the left and the right, again, depending on where you're looking at, either AI Johnny is on, one side and I'm on the other side, and or one is on the top of the other. But imagine a TV screen. Opus Clips, what it's trying to do is it's using computer vision to detect who's talking, focuses the segment of the camera on that person, get it in vertical mode, and then switch it over, right? Thanks, Ada Johnny. And then actually take that and then turn it into a vertical video. And the reason why that's important is because most of these video clips that it's doing is actually chopping it up and sending it out as vertical videos. No, the reason why the vertical videos are important is because the platforms are moving towards vertical videos. When you're doom scrolling, you see those shorts or you see those TikToks or anything that you're seeing when you're just swiping up continuously. That's usually a vertical video.
So that's the speaker detection, right?
That is the speaker detection. Anything else there, Johnny, that may be super killer pro feature of
Yeah,
Opus Clips?
well, the virality score is important. It assigns a score of 0 to 100 for every clip. So what it's doing is it's taking the words that are being said and it's synthesizing those words to find out if it's a good hook, if it's an emotional peak, if it's a trending topic, and it basically gamifies your editing process. So this is, I believe, the big time saver, because from times when I wanted to grab clips from a video to make a montage of some sort, the hardest part is going through and figuring out, okay, what's the starting point, what's the ending point of the best stuff that I said, and that's just a grueling, time-consuming thing. So the fact that it'll cut out the fact that it'll even find the stuff that you said, and then the fact that it'll analyze the stuff that you said to find out how it scores in a virality component, you tighten that up, man, saved man years from any company.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And yeah, Johnny, this is one example of how, you have a team of professionals. You usually have a team of video editors, and then you have a team of content producers that actually look at the content, or a director, and say, you know what, I want this, or I want that, don't want that. By having this automated software here that actually takes that clip, chops it up, and turns it into a viral short, and giving it a score. If you actually look at the ones that we chopped up here, this got a score of 99. This one got a score of 98. And all the videos that we actually got, we got a lowest score of 72. So I guess it figured out pass marks. Now, it actually is taking the job of two people, the editor, who's actually clipping the actual videos, and it's also taking the let's call it the producer or the director, and saying, I want this specific clip. So you don't have to do that anymore. That's what these virality score is. So it's actually a really, really, really great way to determine what video should get higher priority. It's pretty awesome.
You know, those viral scores, 99 and 72, that's out of on a 1 to 1,000 scale. So they're not as viral as you think, JR.
I love that. Yeah, Johnny, I love that. 1 out of 1,000. I love it.
Emojification, what the heck is that?
Yeah. So, it doesn't just transcribe, it adds emojis relevant to the context, right? So if you were to say money, it pops up a little money bag emoji. If it handles things like temporal alignment, so it perfectly pops up at the exact moment when you say the words. So it's doing a little magic here with actually reading the transcript, figuring out what timestamp that actually goes in. If you say money, it then injects a emoji into the actual video, which is actually pretty good. I forgot to actually drop in the link to Opus Clips in the actual chat. So if you guys are actually want to be able to follow along, it is actually at opus.pro, and that is available for everyone to actually go ahead and play with.
Hey, dude, I don't want to rain on your parade, but let's just play devil's advocate for a minute and see if this thing is actually has breaking points. Let's look at some things that might not be perfect yet on Opus Clips. You got any of those?
All right, you know what? You're absolutely right, yeah, Johnny. So we can't look at only just the positive. So some of the actual cons, the context loss. So the AI looks for high energy, but it often cuts the setup of a joke, right? Now I know us humans, especially you, AI Johnny, it's quite funny. You have the setup, you do the setup, and the setup sometimes, is just enough that it's gives you a taste of what's to come, and then the punchline hits you and you're like, man, that's pretty good. The AI actually itself may not necessarily know the whole entire thing. You get the punchline, but it makes no sense because the AI cuts the 30 seconds of context before it, right? So it lacks the semantic understanding of long-term storytelling. So that's one of the things that we actually found here, and I'm sure it's probably going to get better with the multimodal analysis and the semantic reasoning that's actually building in 2026. What's one that
what instead of telling the entire Steve Martin joke, it might just highlight, but I didn't say socket, I said sprocket. Doesn't make any sense without the context.
You're perfectly right, because that one also probably went over my head as well. All right,
the generic look, because everyone uses it, everyone's captions look the same. We're all seeing a homogenization of content. Your videos look like everyone else's videos. So that's a problem. right? If lots of people are using the same tool, they're putting out something very, very similar. No matter how exciting your thing is, the fact that it kind of fits into a homogenization is a problem.
Yeah, that's one thing that we found, AI Johnny, and again, this is just a taste. I'm sure if we actually dive deeper into the actual tool, the concept of being able to do this very easy is repeatable very quickly, right? We actually just took a link, we dropped it in, and in a matter of about 15 or so minutes, it processed our 45-minute file. The problem, like you mentioned, is it has exactly the same look as everyone else out there. So if you actually seen a shorts and you see a watermark that says Opus Clips, chances are it has the same style caption. It maybe have 2 or 3 variations. It just looks exactly the same. So you're absolutely right, yeah, Johnny. So you get the speed, but it's cookie cutter like everybody else out there. So there's no way
Yep.
to differentiate you. That's a great
And
point.
the resolution crunch is a problem. There's actually more to when you zoom in on a 1080p landscape video to make it vertical, you're going to lose some pixels because you're stretching things out to fit to putting a round circle in a square shaped thing. The final output can look soft or blurry if your especially if your original footage wasn't 4K. But you're also cropping, right? So if you need it, if there was anything important in that frame, and you're trying to take something horizontal to video, you're going to lose resolution, and you might actually lose something important from the video. So the whole resolution problem is a problem, and I'm not sure how we're going to solve that, which is why you and I record both ways.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, yeah, Johnny.
Our streaming can go to YouTube on a landscape, and it can go to TikTok on a portrait.
Yep. Yes, that's one of the things that most people don't realize, and I don't want to say don't realize. They probably realize, but they probably are not aware of what the symptoms are. And this is actually a really good teaching point. So let's actually back up for a second. So what you mentioned, AI Johnny, is the resolution crunch. So just to explain, to set the context, is resolution is the dimensions horizontally and vertically of anything, whether it's an image, a video. And what we are used to is we're hearing nice terms thrown around like 1080p and 4K, and they have 8K nowadays. Those are just some funny marketing names to make things simple. But what it really means is that a computer shows one line of resolution or one line to actually create a video. So 1080p just means there's 1080 lines on a video. So if you're actually looking at me from top to bottom right now, it's 1080p, so there's 1080 lines. Now what happens is if you actually try to crop a small portion of that, you're not going to get the full 1080 lines. You're going to get maybe 600 lines or 500 lines. And when you try to make that big to a 1080p, you're actually stretching the little postage size stamp to make it bigger, which is why it actually looks blurry. So that's what the resolution crunch is happening. And, most people don't understand that is why it's happening. So the aim is, a quick tip is record at the highest resolution your hardware can. And if you record at the highest resolution that your hardware can, cropping it is not going to look so bad. Hey, Shauna, thanks for joining. All right. So, AI Johnny, does that make sense with the resolution crunch?
Yeah, I mean, like every tool, it's going to have its issues, and their issues are going to get resolved. But for every new level, there's a new devil, so there'll be new issues that come out even when they solve it. So I've just come to accept the fact that in the AI world, there's always going to be great breakthroughs that you're celebrating, and there's always going to be great challenges just over the horizon.
Yep, you're so right.
It is what it is. How much does this thing cost? Is it expensive? Is it free?
All right, so this is where things get interesting. So this is just a appetizer. So we're actually showing just a high level. So we actually will teach a little bit deeper on it once we actually reach out to Opus, so we can actually try to get some credits to be able to teach you guys at Airhead Institute. So Opus Clips has multiple plans. Now, if you notice on their marketing page, found that opus.pro/pricing. What do you notice that's missing, AI John? It's so funny. There is no free plan. And I saw that immediately. I'm like, why is there no free plan? It's kind of silly, right? Right, AI Johnny?
You want a free plan so you can hook them in. You got to bait and switch.
Yeah. So what I noticed was if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, there is a little free note here. And I said, that is not a good thing. And the reason why it's not a good thing is because I immediately would probably not sign up because I don't want to just pay for something without trying. No, on the website at the top, in its defense, it did say sign up for free. But when I see those things, sign up for free, I usually expect it's going to ask me for a credit card. I think it's going to ask me those type of things. So I get a little bit nervous when I want to try a tool for the first time and I have to hand over my credit card. And, so one of the big things is it's free, no credit card required. So I think, they need to market this a little bit better so people can actually try it. You get about 60 credits per month, right? That works about 60 minutes of video that it can process that you can actually do per month. So the catch is there's a huge Opus Clip watermark that you can't export and you can't get rid of, and you can't export to Premiere, which is the highest version that you can. So it's bad for branding. The free version itself is okay. The other thing is you can actually pay for the higher tiers, right? So they have starter and they have pro. So the starter is the sweet spot. There are no watermarks. It's about 150 minutes upload. So you get a virality score and you get a 1080p export. So you get actually the highest quality. Now, I know many people are saying that's $15 a month is not bad, but I want you guys to remember it's only 150 credits. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. It's only 150 credits. Now, I'm not a fan of using credits to try to explain how AI uses, but I want to break this down for the audience. 150 credits just means it can process 150 minutes worth of content per month. What that means is that 150 minutes is 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? It's not that much. So AI Johnny, we do a 45-minute show every single day. We would eat up that in less than a week, right? So we could not use the starter plan. We'd have to need the pro plan, which is why we are going to try to reach out to Opus to try to get some credits so we can actually teach and be able to explain what is actually going on deeper, so everybody, our students, can actually learn how to use Opus Pro. Yeah, Johnny, what about the pro plan?
Well, I mean, how many minutes does it give you?
It gives 300 credits.
Is that still enough for us in a month? It's not.
It's not.
So there's a problem, and the fact that it doesn't do everything that we need it to do means that we might have to wait for version 2. Well, what version is it?
They keep updating, so I don't think they're going to change their pricing. But
I do like the paid pricing visible and the free one hidden. It's very clever because people, they go to that page and they think there's no free plan in this, so they sign up for the cheapest one, and by the time they get down there, they've already paid. That's clever.
Yeah, well, I actually, if it wasn't for us doing the class, I would not have signed up. I was like, I'm going to pick another product, because it's like, if I can't try and just show a preview, then yeah, they wouldn't see. But the pro version.
The bottom line is for the price of a streaming subscription, which is what you're paying. You basically get an intern who works 24/7, and the return on investment is hard to beat if you're trying to grow a channel. But you have to cross that. So what happens when I run out of credits? Am I now paying them by the? They're not going to just tell me I can't cut things up. They're going to be making my credit card, right?
You know what? Because this is just the appetizer episode, we didn't actually dive into what happens when we hit the tier. Is there a paywall? Is there a kit? But I do notice that there's a little button here that says that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I think you can slide your tiers. So speaking about the pro tier, this is really for agencies. So you get, in the base model, you get 300 minutes or 300 credits. But if you see here, you can actually say I want 600, 900, 1200, or 1500. And I think you can even use this drop down here.
Yeah, so they probably just bump you up to the next tier once you go over.
Probably. So what you get in the professional tier is you get things like AI B roll, right? Where finds stock footage to cover your cuts, and you can add team members. So this is kind of like a business plan, if you please. And AI Johnny, I definitely agree with you. For the price of a streaming subscription, like you said, you really do get an intern. So I did like that comment there.
All right, well, let's get into the geek time. I see Abdul is here, ready for some high level stuff.
You
So
know,
plug your ears if you don't care about file formats. Junior, pop the hood. What's inside this Opus Clips for our nerds?
AI Johnny, I love the shout out to Abdul. Abdul is our resident software engineer, super, super smart guy. Check him out in the actual comments if you actually want to reach out. All right, so check this out, guys. So for my power users out there, this is where it gets rather interesting. So Opus Clips itself, let me just go back to the main webpage. So Opus Clips itself, they have an XML export. Now, this is actually a game changer because it actually has also EDL export. Now, it's called an edit decision list, right? It's an XML file directly from Opus Clips that you can actually pull into Adobe Premiere Pro. So this means that Opus does a rough cut, right? And you open it up in Premiere, and you still have the raw files to tweak with the fine details, so you aren't stuck with the render from Opus Clips. So which is actually a huge benefit for professional editors, because they don't want to be able to use the generated version of Opus. You're always going back to the original. So having the high quality is actually super impressive. I see Abdul actually saying, let's go. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. The next thing, AI Johnny, is the brand templates. So you can actually upload your own fonts, your own hex codes, and your own logos. And AI uses the style transfer technique to apply your specific brand identity to every single clip automatically. So this actually ensures brand consistency at scale. So there is some features, but you have to actually pay for those really big features. So that's one of the things that wanted to deep dive on. And hopefully, AI Johnny, we didn't actually lose half the audience there. Again, this is a tech show, and we wanted to make sure that you guys know the basic, the medium, and the advanced versions of what's going on here at Airhead Institute.
So what have we learned so far? What are the takeaways, brother? Archive revival. So you can go to your YouTube channel, find your best performing video from 2 years ago, run it through this tool, and it's free real estate. It's a great little way that you can take old, dusty stuff that's not generating you any brand or finding you any new subscribers, and suddenly turn that old garbage into something good. What about marketing?
Yeah. Let's touch on that a little bit. Many people actually created lots of viral content. Sorry, not viral content. Many people created lots of content on their YouTube channel before the shorts revolution, right? So when TikTok actually came out and actually said, we're going to do this kind of doom scrolling, very addictive, figure out exactly what you like. Once that came on the scene, there are lots of videos that exist on people's YouTube channel. Imagine, your kid's first time walking. I'm sure there's many long form YouTube videos of recording that on the actual screen and just dumping up on YouTube, and there's 10 minutes worth of footage where for it's just one little moment, right? So being able to go back to those older videos, take them out, and actually I want to get that exciting moment is actually pretty good. So find your best performing videos from like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, extract them out and repost them again. That's actually a really good tool and application. Yeah, Johnny, I agree with you. What were you saying?
My favorite is teasers and trailers. So the idea of, instead of just putting a video out there, you can actually entice people to watch a video by clipping the best parts of that video and showing it up front, which is why for movies, they create a thing called the trailer. They pick the best parts of the movie and throw it up. Otherwise, it's always dice roll. But if you see the best parts first, you're more enticed to move in.
Yep.
Right? Use the clips to drive traffic to the full episode. Don't just give it away. Use the clip as a hook.
Yep, you're so right. And I'm a big fan of teasers. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen, we have Shauna on the actual call today. Hey, Shauna, shout out. So Shauna runs a Bible study on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that's actually tonight if you're watching live or watching the recording today on Thursday. So, being able to create a teaser to be able to tease the thing that's coming up is actually huge. So taking your content, getting it to actually run through Opus Clip, piecing it together, using AI, and then putting it out as a teaser for your bigger thing is a huge win. So, and I do agree with you. Something you said about marketing tests, though, yeah, Johnny. So the A/B test topics. Now, a lot of people don't really understand what A/B test means. So I want to maybe elaborate on that a little bit. So an A/B test is the following, and this is huge. If you guys don't take away anything from this class today, this A/B test is probably the most important thing to take away. But it's a secret, so don't let anybody know, guys. So an A/B test is where you actually take two exact same things, but something changed ever so slightly in one of them, and then you actually test it in the market at the same time with the same exact parameters. Don't change anything else, and that's known as an A/B test. Why is this important? Is let's say, for example, you don't know which thumbnail works better. Let's say, for example, you don't know which teaser works better. Which you say, for example, you don't know which clip should be better. What you can do is you can actually release two clips from Opus Clips at the same exact time, watch the data come in, and kill the one that's not performing very well, and then make the one that's performing better just keep running. And that's a really great way to actually test to see if things, and this is a really great way to chop up your content, do an A/B test, and then keep moving forward with the actual one that's good.
Okay, so do we want to talk at all about workflow or SEO?
Yeah, you know what? For Abdul and the technical staff, technical people and that stuff, the technical people that are actually watching, let's talk about some technical stuff. So on the workflow automation, you can use the API that's only available in the Pro plan to automatically ingest every Zoom recording that your company makes, and it will actually chop up everything. This is actually pretty huge. Another thing is you can use SEO. You have SEO goals, so you can use the generated captions to write blog posts. The AI has already identified the keywords for you. Now, keep in mind, it's identifying keywords and not actual natural language to understand the semantics of it. So when their new version comes out, which we're looking forward to in 2026, we'd love to get our hands on it to reevaluate and do a deeper dive. So there's some SEO gold here. And the last thing is data training. So you can use the low scoring scoring clips to learn exactly what not to do. So you can actually analyze your own behavior, get Opus Clips to chop up your video, go watch the bad ones and say, why was this bad? And chances are you're going to watch, you're going to say, yeah, that was bad. It was bad because, we just paused talking for a second and we say, hey, let's not do that anymore.
I love this one, especially if it'll pull out things that you thought you were being interesting, but the viral analysis says you're not. So it is interesting to see, oh, you hit a home run on this particular clip, but the ones that got really, really low virality scores is only going to make you a better speaker if you are aware of them.
Correct.
We have some questions queued up.
Oh, we do. Awesome. Go ahead, yeah, Johnny.
All right, first question. Does this work for music videos or just for talking heads?
Great question. Great question. So it struggles with music. The reason why it struggles with music is because it actually has something called active speaker detection. And that active speaker detection is trained on dialogue. So dialogue, again, you can make the argument that isn't dialogue just music anyway? Isn't music just dialogue anyway in a nice rhythmic way? It is technically, but it's not the same. So the AI needs to be trained on music. So if you're feeding a music video, it will lightly cut awkwardly around the beat. So, stick to podcasts, interviews, or webinars, or anything that actually has people talking. That's a sweet spot for Opus Clips.
It might work for rap. That ain't music.
Johnny, you're gonna get stoned. That's funny. That's funny.
All right, we got another question from Tech Bro. Can it translate my video into Spanish or any language automatically?
Yeah, so the Pro tier itself has AI dubbing and translation. So it can translate caption and even clone your voice to speak Spanish through a lip syncing, may not necessarily look so good. The lip syncing might be, those old, karate movies back from the 80s where they're dubbing and you see the lips not matching the words. That's exactly what's happening in AI, Johnny. It does a good job of translating the caption and the words, but it's not going to line up exactly because some words don't line up with, especially, speaking the same language. So you'll have that effect. It's going to look a little weird. It's a great question.
Got it. Sally asks, will YouTube punish me for using an AI generated content engine?
You know what? This has been a huge problem for, content creators, for viewers, depending on what side of the fence you're on. You either hate AI or you love AI. There's almost always nobody in between, right? You're like, I'm a fan of AI or I hate AI, never use it. It's the worst thing possible. So, AI slop is the term that they're using nowadays for saying it's just AI garbage, right? No, the thing is, because AI is so easy to be able to generate content, generating content and cutting up real content are two different things. So I want people to understand that the content that you generate, just because you use a tool to chop it up that is AI and spit it out for you, AI is actually doing the editing process. So YouTube doesn't punish you for putting out AI generated or AI edited content. So it's not that, right? So the tool itself is editing your original work. So don't worry, you're actually safe. So you don't have to worry about being penalized for AI based content on that.
So AI editing is not AI content.
That is correct. Absolutely right.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. All right,
All
that's
right.
it. We got no more questions.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, guys, if you guys have any live questions that you guys want to unmute and ask, you guys can do it now. No big deal. If you guys want to be able to, we can actually go to the news, right? Yeah, Johnny?
We do have some news. Is this Sora and Gemini? Is this the latest stuff on coming over the horizon?
There seems to be. Well, actually, hold on. Abdul actually has something. Let me just bring that comment in. So, AI slop really refers to AI generated video and images. Thanks, Abdul, for that edification. All right. So, AI Johnny. So, yeah, let's talk about
Do
some
you guys
news.
remember? Do you guys remember we did? I don't know how long ago it was, season 7 or something. We did a whole thing on Sora, the engine that allows you to write songs. I love that software, by the way. OpenAI's video generator now creates perfect Foley sound effects to match the video movement, killing the stock audio industry. So I'm going to need you or Abdul to explain that to me.
Yeah. It's just Sora itself is working on, keep improving every single time. So, one of the things that we saw in a competitor like, VO2 never had audio. The older version of Sora never had audio. So they actually keep adding now different types of sound. Now, adding sound effects is actually a pretty hard thing to do. So yesterday we actually saw the police cars making noises, so it has to simulate the police car in context. So all those things itself are relatively hard to be able to do. So every single version you're getting a little bit more nuance of sound effects happening in the additional things.
Now, let me see if
um
I understand this. When you make a movie like Titanic and they put sound behind it, the sound is not just made independently of the movie and they just lay the track over and it just the high points and low points fall wherever they fall. What actually happens is they orchestrate such that the sound it aligns with the high points is the scary part before the monster comes out, or the low points is some melancholy thing. And I think what it's saying is that that the sound will match to the music. Either the beats will match to it, like if you move your arm and a beat happens at the music at the same time. So I think what it's saying is that you can create soundtracks the same way that the highest paid sound engineers in Hollywood create soundtracks, and you can do it with this tool. Or am I overreading it?
No. It's actually it is this. That's a Sora 3 that they're actually working on to actually integrate all those additional sound effects. So you're absolutely right, yeah, Johnny. Gemini's memory updates. So Google announced Gemini can now remember your entire project history. So if you guys are actually using Gemini, which again is our large language model of the month, you're probably getting that little pop-up that says personalization. Do I want to accept or not? It actually now connects to all your Google workspaces and all your Google apps and access all your historical information. So, it's actually going to know things like your brand colors or things about you without even have to communicating with it. So if you guys are on the fence of switching from, say, for example, ChatGPT because you think ChatGPT knows you, or you're using some other platform and you're using Google services, switch over to Gemini, click that button to turn on personalization, and you guys are going to be wowed. We'll go into a deeper dive on another episode, which will come later.
Google is crushing it, man. It's our favorite. It's our favorite cousin. It's my calendar. It's my email. It's all Google.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
You want to do the TikTok thing or skip it and go right to the wrap up?
Let's go to the wrap up, yeah, Johnny.
So I'm literally going to upload this entire episode to Opus Clip the second we go offline, and I want to see if it thinks I'm the viral one or you're the viral one. So to the team at Opus Clips, we know you are watching. Our students are hungry to master this. If you want to partner with Airhead Institute to create the ultimate Mastering Opus Clips series, we're going to be here. Tomorrow is Friday, which means it's time for episode 1 of AI Singularity. We're discussing, are we there yet? ANI versus AGI. We'll explain all that tomorrow. We're going to look at the Boston Dynamics robot dog and ask if it's thinking or if it's just programmed. So you don't want to miss that. I'm AI Johnny. Thanks for watching. Back to you, JR.
Yep. And remember, guys, these AI classes are free, live every day at noon Eastern time. Please RSVP for a free account at www.airheadinstitute.ai to get calendar invites and reminders. If you are an Airhead Pro member, stick around for office hours on Wednesdays at 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. We have that every Wednesday. And like and subscribe on all our socials at Airhead Institute. Class dismissed. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
That wraps up today's AI Power Up. If you joined late or you're new here, welcome to Airhead Institute. This is your daily destination for mastering artificial intelligence. We designed this lineup for everyone, whether you're a technical pro looking to upskill or you just want to chill and learn something new on your lunch break, we've got you covered. Our classes evolve every single month, so you're always on the cutting edge. And the best part? It's totally free to join. Once you're in, you can get live tips on your AI projects in our AI office hours and even enroll your kids in our Airhead After School program. Scan the QR code to join the community right now and make sure to like and subscribe at Airhead Institute on all socials. Guided by your hosts AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're here to help you win. Remember, AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind. We'll see you next class. Bring a friend.